the day and of the BES Expo 2023, the blockchain technology and broadcasting. So I would like to invite Sri Arvind Kumar, Director General STPI, to commence with the session. Sri Arvind Kumar is the Director General of Software Technology Parks of India. Before joining STPI, I was working in Telecom Regulatory Authority of India since 2004. As an advisor in TRI, he was responsible for formulating policies on broadband, data security and privacy issues, manufacturing DTH, IPTV, TV broadcasting and OTT. After having worked since 1997 in Indian government, run Premier Technology Center, CDOT, in various capacities. He has also worked with the International Telecommunication Union on the issues related to migration to the next generation network, including OTT, cloud computing, security and privacy related issues. In Institute of Technology, Varanasi, he holds a prestigious degree of MTech. A very warm welcome, sir. I would also like to invite the other members of the session. The speakers include Sri Raj Kapoor, founder, Indian Blockchain Alliance. May I please have Sri Anurag Agarwal, founder, Data Block. Sri Chandrasekhar V, Head Digital Application, Tata Elxsi. And Sri Alok Rai, COO, STPI. So let's commence with the session. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I think it's not easy to be in this session. It is on Saturday, right? B is on after lunch, and the C is the third session of your whole conference. So all three says, I think what attendance I can see, it is more than enough. This session is basically on blockchain technology and broadcasting. I feel very great honor and privilege to chair this very important session, which is a session of future, I must say. So last session itself shows will continue for longer period, and the next BS will have multiple such sessions on blockchain technology, I am for sure. We have very eminent and learned panel from academic, from government, and from Blockchain Alliance also. I'm sure this will have very fruitful discussion. For today's, we have around 1.5 hours for this very discussion. So I think this is blockchain today is in very nascent stage, but the way government of India has bringing digital public infrastructure in this country. When I say digital public infrastructure or digital public goods, that means something like, if you compare with the normal infrastructures like roadways, so you are creating highways which can create lot of economic activities, lot of employment, lot of job opportunities. Same when we say digital public infrastructure, it is nothing like you are creating a national highway of digital. And this highway has no meaning if it does not have right signage. It is not secure. Nobody wants to go to use that national highway if it does not have proper fencing. Any animal can come at any point of time. It is not secure. It does not have proper signage where you have to go down from that national highway. Same is true when it comes to public digital infrastructure or public internet. And blockchain is one of the technology which is used over and above that very national highway, which will not only provide a secure transport, which also provide proper signage, which also provide proper fencing to the digital public infrastructure. With this small comment, I would like to invite Mr. Raj Kapoor for his presentation. He is the founder of India Blockchain Alliance, which is the largest Indian emerging technology think tank. He is an advisory board member at over 40 blockchain companies, including Flex and multiples. He is a global blockchain and cryptocurrency and fintech educator, certified Bitcoin professional, blockchain solution architect, and friend of disruptive ideas. Pro-term chairman for Organization of Blockchain Technology Users. He is also the Asia lead technology and innovation at Blockspace Technologies Limited. Raj has helped organize India's biggest blockchain and cryptocurrency events across major cities. He has also spoken at several international seminars and conferences in Boston, LA, Copenhagen, Singapore, Durban, and so on. So, Mr. Raj Kapoor.
All right. This is not only, there are three reasons why you learn. It's a holiday, it's the second half. I think one thing we missed out is Shivratri. Happy Shivratri to all of us out here, and a wonderful time, because Shivratri is actually what blockchain is all about. It's an eye-opener. It's omnipresent, and it's going to be omnipresent and in our lives every day. We call it blockchain. I have a different name for it. मैंने उसको एक नया नाम दिया है. कौन सा नाम दिया है मैंने? हम लोग ब्लॉकचेन बहुत करते हैं, बहुत बढ़िया. मैं ब्लॉकचेन के साथ 13 साल से हूं, लेकिन आज एक नया नाम देना चाहूंगा उसको. आई कॉल इट कवच कुंडल. कवच कुंडल आपने नाम सुना जरूर होगा. दानवीर करण ने इसको बहुत फेमस किया था. एंड आई बिलीव दैट बिकॉज विद ब्लॉकचेन वी आर सिक्योर इन एवरी एस्पेक्ट. सिक्योरिटी, ट्रांसपेरेंसी, everything. And today blockchain is in all our lives. हमारे हर एक जीवन के हर एक जगह पे हमें टच करता है. कहाँ करता है? सब सेक्टर में. और आज का जो सब्जेक्ट है ब्रॉडकास्टिंग, ये सबसे बढ़िया है. इनफैक्ट हम कल एक्चुअली हमारे मित्र हम सब कल पीटीआई में गए थे और हमने एक उद्घाटन किया है, अ प्लेटफॉर्म ऑन ब्लॉकचेन टू कैप्चर फेक न्यूज. इट्स पॉसिबल विथ ब्लॉकचेन. And that is something which we are very proud of, because we as a nation should always stand true, transparent, proud and tall. आज, without taking too much time, मैंने कहा जैसे मेरा नाम राज है, नाम तो सुना ही होगा, उसके आगे भी बढ़ते हैं. आज हम अपने कवच कुंडल से आपका परिचय कराते हैं, and how in the broadcasting space we are making actual waves. All India Radio, Doordarshan, all have made waves in the past. This is the next wave. This is the next iteration of broadcasting. Let's go straight on. I'm not going to explain what is blockchain. Blockchain is a technology of distributed ledgers. आप पहले एक जगह सब कुछ रखते थे. Now you are keeping the same thing in different places, making it more secure. एक जगह आप सब कुछ रखेंगे. हम तो पहले से ब्लॉकचेन प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं. हम इन्वेस्टमेंट करते थे. वी यूज्ड टू इन्वेस्ट. पीपल, आवर पेरेंट्स यूज्ड टू से डोंट पुट ऑल योर मनी इन वन प्लेस, बट पुट इट इन डिफरेंट प्लेसेस. दैट्स ब्लॉकचेन. टुडे वी डोंट पुट डेटा इन वन प्लेस, वी पुट इट इन मल्टीपल प्लेसेस. दैट इज ब्लॉकचेन. सिंपल, नो कॉम्प्लिकेशंस. टेक्नोलॉजी चलती रहेगी पीछे. इन सिंपल लैंग्वेज, इट्स डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड लेजर. आप कहीं भी कोई भी डेटा, बैंकिंग डेटा, academic data, health data, कुछ भी, when you store it, it is not stored in one place. Hacking becomes impossible in this space. Hacking is the big thing. अभी recently आपने देखा होगा एम्स में भी हैकिंग हो गई. 19 दिन एम्स के सर्वर्स डाउन थे. It was hacking. It's not a great thing. It could have been secured. We will secure it in the future. Anyway, blockchain is the public ledger which belongs to no one. It's distributed. It is transparent, traceable, and सबसे ज़्यादा important, it is immutable. एक बार ब्लॉक में गया, इसके बाद कोई नहीं चेंज कर सकता, कोई मैनिपुलेशन नहीं हो सकता, कुछ नहीं हो सकता. Nothing can happen once it's in the block. So that's blockchain. I won't go much more into the blockchain thing. It's a technology, we all are aware of it now. And it's a technology going to be with us for the next 25, 30 years. It is the second internet. It's a frontier technology. Very quickly, in the space where we are working, whatever I have put here on the presentation is where we are working. This is not fantasy कि ये हो सकता है, ये हम कर रहे हैं. अभी इंडिया में भी करेंगे. जैसे मैंने कहा पीटीआई के साथ हमने कल एक पार्टनरशिप की बात की है. सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम डीआरएम, डिजिटल राइट्स मैनेजमेंट, एब्सोल्युटली ग्रे एरिया इन ब्रॉडकास्टिंग. रॉयल्टी पेमेंट्स, कॉपीराइट्स, इन्फ्रिंजमेंट्स, रजिस्ट्रेशंस, किसका गाना है, किसका सॉन्ग है, किसका कंटेंट है, nobody knows. Everybody can claim, but nobody knows. But with blockchain, we can actually bring some sense in this madness. We bring this into ownership and provenance. Blockchain brings that. You can see a lot of TV artists, a lot of song artists. अभी गाना उन्होंने लोड कर दिया, कई लोग illegal download होते. There is so much illegal work going on downloading. YouTube में आपने कुछ डाल दिया. Anybody can download it and say, this is my content. It's no longer your content. You don't have the power. With blockchain, you are going to get the power right back in your hands. Micropayments are there, fraud and privacy prevention, advertising, sales, many more. These are the ones we are working on right now. But more important is where I want to show you next. Oops. आगे नहीं जा रहा? Why is it not moving? It's not moving. Oh, okay, now बहुत ज़्यादा चलेगा. Okay, let's dig a little deeper. Okay, I've gone this. Sorry. I'll give you an example. We've all seen, हम लोग रोज न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ते हैं या डिजिटल मोबाइल पे देखते हैं. Have you imagined you can actually walk into the news with blockchain, with the metaverse coming, built on blockchain? We can actually do that. For the publishing houses, we are creating books where people can go inside and experience the books rather than reading the books, or newspapers. Newspapers, in the US, I'm working on projects where you can actually walk into the front page of the newspaper and experience, say, the earthquake. You can walk inside the metaverse. Like a metaverse, we are making a meta newspaper. You're walking in that. With Streamcoin, I can live stream it real time. And we build NFTs out of that. NFTs are a part of blockchain, yani कि non-fungible tokens, collectibles, or basically tokens that prove your ownership. That's what NFTs are. Imagine getting into a cricket match. Match चल रहा है इंडिया ऑस्ट्रेलिया का. आज इंडिया बहुत बुरी तरह खेल रही है. Sorry to say that, but still, we go inside the newspaper and experience that match inside, live from the side of the pitch. You can do that. You can take a picture with some of the players right there. Make that a collectible. Make that an NFT. All these things are possible now because of the technology that we have in this space. That's one of the things we are doing. Recently, there was a movie called Prize Fighter. Great movie. Russell Crowe. The movie was crowdfunded, by selling the NFTs of the movie. We made the NFTs of the movie, and we actually took the movie, uske pieces fractionalized kar diya, which allows, because of blockchain technology, and we sold those NFTs, raised money for this movie from that funds. It became a big hit also, kept small ticket size, and the good thing is, just yesterday, if you could read the newspaper, there was a Gujarati movie, which we are very fortunate to be a part of that story. There was an Indian Gujarati movie which actually did the same thing and raised $50,000 in 7 hours for seed funding their movie. That's happening now. So we are using blockchain for actually multiple uses, not just NFTs of film stars, etc., but even for funding movies. Lots of things happening. Government of India, जहाँ से बात करते हैं, there are 90+ projects going on blockchain right now as we speak. Out of that, in broadcasting, unfortunately, very few. So I think the time is coming now where we can actually bring in blockchain to the nation. We should bring blockchain to the nation. We should bring it now before it becomes too late. As I said, the revolution has begun. One more thing I'll show you. I don't want to take too much time. But broadcasting has actually the maximum application because broadcasting means content. We all have content. Publishers have content. Newspapers have content. But where are the monetizations of it? We are not monetizing our content. We basically use them, archive them. But we've actually taken our blockchain solutions of actually monetizing content through NFTs, through the metaverse. Let me ask a question to all of us sitting here. How many of you have actually been to a metaverse? My team is there, so one person in the whole room, right? Unfortunately, it's too low, the penetration right now. But the future, in the next 5 to 10 years, is going to be the future of the metaverse. And the broadcasting space and metaverse are converging very rapidly. Unless we take cognizance of this, we are going to have problems. We'll be left behind. India is a great country. We have a lot of talent. I was in the US long time back, and I came back here because I wanted to bring blockchain to our nation. That's why we have the India Blockchain Alliance. It's because I felt we have all the talent, all the technology, but we don't have the vision. So I think now with the government putting a lot of emphasis on the digital world, blockchain being actually implemented in real-world use cases in more than 90 use cases across the country, 16 of the states have got blockchain projects. I think this is time now. Broadcasting is one of the early adopters in the West, but we haven't seen much of it here. So can we see some more adoption here? How many of you would like to actually get into the metaverse? How many would like to get into the metaverse? Any hands here? Some hands I see at the back. All right. Would you like to experience your newspaper in the metaverse? Would you experience your books in the metaverse? How about, like when I was small, I read Jack and the Beanstalk. I can now actually walk into the same shoes as Jack did and enjoy the metaverse. There is a lot more fun, a lot more utilities, and a lot more revenue coming in through blockchain. We can speak on and on many, many more things, but one of the key things I say, blockchain is here and it's here forever. It is security, it is our safety, and it works with every technology. Therefore, even in 2020, in one of the speeches made by Shri Narendra Modi ji, he mentioned it as a frontier technology. And frontier technologies are those that have the power to change economies. And adoption of blockchain in all aspects are going to be the future. With that, I'm going to end my session, and I want you to keep thinking, not just for broadcasting, but for any space where we are. Blockchain will touch our lives morning, day, and night, right from supply chain to NFTs to the metaverse. This is just the beginning of the journey. We are on the ground floor. Let's ride together. Come up and ride sometimes. Enjoy the rest of the session. I won't keep you long. We've got Shivratri and all. So goodbye from my side, guys. Thank you and goodbye. Namaskar.
Thank you, Raj. I think you made a very important point that broadcasting could be one of the very important sector, or it can be pioneer in this blockchain, because it requires more protection of digital rights, copyrights, and the blockchain inherently provides trust, transparency, and traceability, which is all very important for the broadcasting sector. But I have a few questions in the end from you and from the audience also. While we move to next speaker, who is Mr. Chandrasekhar V. He is the he heads the digital application practice at Tata Elxsi. He has been with Tata Elxsi for more than 25 years, developing and handling various digital platforms and solutions for media and communication verticals. He has led multiple innovative projects at Tata Elxsi, which has led to phenomenal growth for the company. Some of the area of interest are extended reality, software as a service, content-centric system using blockchain. Recently, he participated and presented media innovation using blockchain at International Broadcaster Conference. This was selected as an innovation accelerator project and was demonstrated 2 patent applications filed in the area of application of media-based blockchains. Thank you. Chandrasekhar ji, please, you may like to continue.
Hi, very good afternoon. I'm Chandra. Thanks for Mr. Arvind for introducing me. So I was very happy about Raj introducing blockchain fundamentals and talking about the pervasiveness and the potential as a digital infrastructure, right? I will not get into the basics of it, but specifically I would like to pick up some of the salient use cases which we have been experimenting, and we have tried this in broadcast, and specifically in the OTT related area. Okay. So just like to introduce my company, Tata Elxsi, in broadcast and media space. So we have been part of this industry for past 20 plus years and work with content providers, operators, ecosystem partners, okay, in the broadcast related area. Predominantly, the OTT space has been actually kind of giving a lot of growth for us, and we have been one of the forerunners, and we have a lot of technology depth in these areas. Yeah. So again, picking up the same OTT case as I mentioned. So OTT has been actually growing with a phenomenal growth rate, about 15.5% annual compounded growth rate. And it is actually creating a lot of opportunities for India and Indian service industry, and obviously Tata Elxsi has been kind of focusing and growing in this area very much. And then why I picked up this case is because how you can actually extrapolate this kind of a case for the broadcast side, right? How we can do it, and specifically the usage of blockchain in this context, right? So some of the challenges what I see from operator perspective, they have they're sitting on a lot of premium content, but not able to monetize, and lot of platforms with lot of subscription options. People, I think I'm very sure, I think each of you are kind of getting into this problem of how many platforms you wanted to subscribe, right? You have so many OTT platforms, and then keeping track of that, and again discovering the content from each of these platforms, whichever you like, are you able to discover and consume it at a pace and the time you want, etc., right? And also the revenue leakage because of the subscription, right, in credential sharing, etc. And also when we look at, right, a lot of operators having this content operation cost leading to less ARPU, and content piracy specifically because they are able to hack and view this, and also the no uniformity in the viewer analytics, etc. So that if a OTT platform or a broadcaster wanted to target a region or a particular person, etc., for a personalized recommendation, it is all fragmented actually. They have to rely on multiple platforms to understand where the right analytics are coming in, and then take a decision, etc. So these are all some of the problems I see in the current operator space. And monetization models also, right? Like I'm sure that one is certainly a subscription model where you pay a subscription amount per month and then utilize that for viewing the content available in that particular platform. And other ways are like pay-per-view, rental, and then transaction awards, etc. They're all allowing you to do this kind of a single piece of content. But particular idea what I'm trying to position here is a little bit different from all this, and it actually once I probably tell you, it is kind of very interesting to see that. So again, from the consumer perspective, when we spoke about the operator, I'm talking about the consumer perspective, right? Your subscriptions are enforced. You need to subscribe for into a OTT channel, or even if you like only one particular say web series, you end up subscribing for that in a monthly basis. Okay, you can't consume that on a per piece content, right? Premium contents are scattered across platforms. Obviously, right, this premium contents, everybody kind of keep it exclusively because that is their kind of unique selling propositions. So again, if you look at, right, these are all paradox of choice. Lot of choice you are getting, and then again, this actually throws up again content discovery and all that kind of issues. And so the particular solution what I am trying to bring it in here, proposed solution, what if, say, suppose you wanted to watch a content in a, say, suppose Netflix, you like only one web series, and then if you are able to watch only that web series without actually paying subscription, that is one of the possibility. Again, this is in a ideation stage. I'm sure these are all the things which we are experimenting, and we have made it possible to do it through seamlessly through blockchain. But I'm sure that this kind of models would be adopted more and more. Okay, so think that in a particular web series or a particular movie, premium content is available in a OTT channel, and you wanted to view it, but you wanted to view it only by paying for that. Even if it is little more, you don't mind paying for only for that particular content. Okay, currently there is no such kind of a mechanism available. So think that some other subscriber, whoever is having subscription to that particular channel, and actually kind of referring a content to you, and you view it, only paying for that. Say think that Netflix is charging you some X number of rupees, but you are paying only, say, minimal for that, only for that content and watching it. It is very convenient for you. Like that, lot of other OTT aggregations, they can actually refer whoever is the channels, and then this is called, we are calling it as endorsement, right? Endorsement or a referral mechanisms. So just keep in mind that any movie or something, right? Do you like to go and watch if your friend says that it is good, or you watch it in a kind of, you see it in a newspaper and then you go and watch it? So a higher chance of actually conversion always happens if there is a referral from your friend, colleague, family, etc., right? That we call it as because they are putting their personal stake, and they're actually saying that they are endorsing that particular piece of content. Like, so that is also kind of weaved into this. Okay, and also what we have done is I think for the particular behavior of referring this particular content, they get incentivized. Again, as I'm saying, this is a blockchain. We can actually do all these things seamlessly, and the particular piece of content being referred will have to be kind of enabled for viewership only for a certain duration, right? Then that is also possible to be controlled. It can be controlled very seamlessly through blockchain. So all these things, kind of ideas, we have kind of weaved in, and then we created a solution with media-based blockchains. It's a kind of a little bit heavy in kind of technicalities, but then I just thought it is again a simplified view, thinking that how a particular idea can be kind of realized. It's a pretty, if you want, I can get into a kind of a description part of it. So as I said, right, a subscriber who is part of a OTT platform referring a content to a friend or colleague or a family, and they are able to view it. So that is what we have created through this particular platform. And incentivization, say suppose you refer 10 pieces of content, and then you get incentivized for that referral behavior, and then you will get kind of converted that into some kind of a subscription, etc., right? That can be rewarded like that. So this is what we have created, and this has been believe me, this kind of a model or mechanism is not available in the industry now, and that's why we thought it is good to create this, and this has got a pretty good kind of reviews actually, while I presented this at IBC Amsterdam this year, the previous year, sorry. So even though I have a lot of screens for demonstration, but I don't think it is going to allow me, I will just pass it through, because we have created an application ecosystem to kind of create this, and kind of complete demonstration is possible. But I just thought for your information, I'll just browse it through. And as Mr. Raj was talking about the NFTs also, right? We have created this NFT also. Like when you are referring a content, it is also possible that you gift the content through NFT means. That means you buy that right for a particular piece of content. Again, that NFT, we can call it as, those NFTs, when you create it, they will all be kind of bound by some kind of policies like smart contracts we can talk about. And as soon as the policy expires, they will be revoked from the subscription. So it will become very seamless. So the operator or coding is not going to be very difficult actually in this particular case. So that mechanism also we have created here. And the third thing is, think that an operator or a broadcaster enabling this kind of a sharing mechanism. See, as of now, no, this kind of a revenue model doesn't exist in this ecosystem. Okay, once if this is being created, and he is getting an alternative revenue channel. And second is, he can actually figure out, they can actually figure out which is that movie or a type of content getting trending in this kind of a referral space, and they can easily kind of elevate such kind of, by sharing more and more of such kind of a similar kind of a content. So this is another way to look at it. So, and so I'm sure that, you know, as of now, there may be a lot of questions about, you know, why would they, you know, a content provider allow you to kind of do it? So this is a kind of a radical way of actually sharing seamlessly. So I'm sure, I think, you know, this industry will mature, you know, in a very quick way, because the way it is going, right, it can be possible very quickly. Okay. The future scenarios, again, as I see with the blockchain and media, I'm sure the time is up, but just take a minute. So again, automation, process of content creation, content consumption seamlessly through blockchains, integrating the rights management in the ecosystem, and the royalty payments and the payment settlements seamlessly as and when with the operator, with the, you know, content provider, operator, etc. Right? And integrating revenue settlements between stakeholders becomes very easily, seamlessly through smart contracts, which are again non-fungible and with a very good security. Okay. So I would like to, again, I will not get into the blockchain why. I think it is it really provides a lot of USPs. It should not be misinterpreted like cryptocurrency. Like many people associate blockchain with cryptocurrency, it need not be. It's a technology kind of available where you can deploy. The salient features mainly is, again, as we said, immutability, distributed ledger, and smart contracts. I think these are all very powerful tools. And wherever there is a trust between stakeholders is missing, and this is a perfect way to actually utilize this technology. Okay, the stakeholders do not have to trust each other, and then they can actually agree to put up a system and use it. So that's the kind of context is this. Yeah, I think there are a lot of benefits to the operator and subscriber in this particular way, like, you know, social media influencing, etc. And so with this, I think more or less I kind of complete my the idea presentation. So this is just to give you that, you know, we presented this in a IBC, International Broadcaster Show, where a lot of it's kind of a, you know, very crowded global market of, you know, operators, content providers, you name anybody, everybody will be there in the industry. I think this was a accelerator project which we took it off, and then we created a complete demonstration. We had a booth there. Okay. So thank you with this. Any questions I'll take later. Thank you.
Thank you, Chandrasekhar ji. Very good that you have distinguished between cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. I think this Bitcoin, and they are two different things. Bitcoin uses the technology of the blockchain, and even today, if blockchain is in nascent stage, just because first its usage started. So first cryptocurrency started, then people who want to use the blockchain, they confuse with that cryptocurrency. And you told a very good application in the form of NFT, pay as you watch. And it's very good that whatever you want to watch, only then you can pay. But only in a lighter side, as you said, sometimes friends refer. So I can give an example. जब मैं हॉस्टल में था, तो सबसे खराब मूवी होती थी, तो मैं लोगों को बताता था बहुत अच्छी है, मेरे 8 रुपए लग गए, तेरे भी 8 रुपए लगने चाहिए. So referral of the friend is a very dangerous thing, right? और जो बहुत अच्छी मूवी होती थी, उसकी स्टोरी सुना देता था, तुम्हारी मूवी खराब कर देंगे. So referral of the friend is not that very good concept, but nevertheless. अभी तक आपको ढूंढ रहे हैं. कुछ अभी यहाँ बैठे भी होंगे. So, but it's very good concept that pay as you watch, if it can be established, and nothing like that. Thank you very much, Chandrasekhar ji. We can move to next, our speaker, Mr. Anurag Agrawal. He is the co-founder and director of Data Block Technologies, a leading organization involved in developing enterprise solution around blockchain technology. He held senior leadership positions with TCS and HCL Technology for 19 years before starting his journey. As an entrepreneur, he loves to navigate through challenging environment and develop and implement profitable initiative by building sustainable relationship. His venture, Data Block Technology, is the result of his passion and thorough research with blockchain technology. Anurag believes that blockchain is not just a technology, it is an ideology. Very good. His endeavor is to ideate customized blockchain solution for different industries like finance, manufacturing, insurance, supply chain, etc., and sharing his vast expertise in the area with students, industry professional, and academia to build a blockchain ecosystem. Thank you. So, Anurag, you can continue with your presentation.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to thank Shri Arvind Kumar, the chair of this session, for the nice introduction. All the esteemed panelists out here, ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls. The boy out here goes for Raj, seeing the level of his enthusiasm. See, despite the countless challenges of the last few years, broadcasting industry is continuing to demonstrate its remarkable gift for innovation and reinvention. So compiling a trends-based list of this can never hope to be a definitive exercise, especially in an industry as fast-moving and creatively driven as broadcasting. But the overriding impression is that broadcasting is in the middle of profoundly exciting and rewarding period of innovation, and one of the technologies that is going to drive it is blockchain technology. With its capability of peer-to-peer network, peer-to-peer transactions, and unique features. You need to remember, most of you might here not be aware of blockchain, what it is all about, but you need to be aware of just 4 features of blockchain: tracking, traceability, immutability, and security. These 4 things, if you keep in mind, you would realize the potential of this technology, not just out here in broadcasting, but across different verticals, ranging from finance to supply chain to healthcare to retail. And the debate around the future of broadcasting has been taking place around the world. Existing models of finance are under pressure, and broadcasters, known for their linear kind of work, are being forced to reevaluate and prioritize their most important and successful services. Broadcasters, both public and private, are working to redefine themselves in this unpredictable era of streaming services. See, 2 major disruptions have taken place in the last couple of years in this space. One is social media, the other is streaming services. Social media gave rise to new ways of sharing and consuming content outside some black box of your cable wala sitting in the corner of your living room. And social media opened a whole new market for talent, production, and most importantly, earning potential. And hot on the heels of social media, as recently as in 2007, a little-known DVD rental company called Netflix started their streaming services, and we all know what happened after that. Especially in the COVID era of around 2 years, we all know that streaming services, OTT platforms, they have captured a large chunk of the market. So here in this session, since the time is short, I'm basically going to cover 3 main areas of broadcasting which have the potential benefits by implementing blockchain technology. This is some slides which I have put together to tell what blockchain is, but maybe we don't have time for this. Raj has already explained to a certain extent what blockchain is, but this is an important slide if you have a look at it. Just keep in mind these terms as we move forward: decentralized and distributed shared ledger, cryptography, consensus, and smart contracts. Now, content monetization. This is one of the application areas which I feel blockchain technology would impact a lot. See, every content creator's goal is to monetize their work. This is a fact. Either through direct payments, subscriptions, or advertising. Now, the barriers to connecting with consumers are numerous and mostly related to economies of scale. This is why it has always been easier for content creators to rely on broadcasters to distribute content and attract advertisers. Now, mostly content creators, they don't have a secure way to collect the private information about viewers, so that viewers feel safe to share their private information, personal details, and content creators have to rely on large broadcasters. So large broadcasters, they have become some kind of a gatekeepers, controlling and limiting the kind of content that would be broadcasted. Those they felt would attract the most advertising dollars. But these things are obviously now changing with the advent of social media. And the other thing is that the top content platforms keep aspiring creators in the dark when it comes to their compensation policies, which also has led to many creators having their videos removed or being shadow banned. So the point I'm trying to make out here is that having a transparent place for content creators which allows viewers to reward the creators themselves is imperative. That is most important. Otherwise, content creators would continue to depend on the broadcasters and the big media houses and maybe the big, maybe the big OTT platforms. This is where blockchain can be a game changer. Now, blockchain technology may finally make an impact upon the world of entertainment and bring advertisers, creators, and consumers closer together, removing the middlemen and allowing all involved parties to be properly compensated. Now, consumers will feel safe to share their particular personal details. And in broadcasting industry, this has the potential to give consumers many options as to the type and quantity of information they are prepared to share and with whom they want to share it. This technology, the second point out there, can help content creators and advertisers connect directly with the consumers and bypass the aggregators which are out there and large media companies altogether, which is a peer-to-peer content delivery, like content delivery. And blockchain also permits direct relationship between artists and their fans. This way, independent artists may now have the additional opportunities to monetize their creative work and to directly connect with the targeted advertisers on one end and consumers on the other end and have peer-to-peer content delivery. See, my idea is never to say that we shouldn't have any type of regulations. That should always be there. Unless until we have those kind of regulations, certain regulations, things won't be possible. But with the fast changes in technology, content creators would now be able to directly connect with their consumers without any kind of middleman. Second area is micropayments. See, consumers demand individual content experiences. They want short form videos, single articles. Nowadays, consumers, and especially young generation, the digital natives, they don't want to pay a monthly subscription of YouTube or maybe a yearly subscription of Amazon Prime and Netflix. They just want to hear one particular song. They just want to get one news bite. They just want to read one particular article. So basically the consumers are expecting pay-per-use payment methods. And maybe they want to listen one song by paying just 2 rupees or 5 rupees, that kind of a thing. But the problem out here is that subsequent increase in the number of transactions for each usage will also directly affect the transaction costs in the current billing system. And this is where blockchain technology comes into play because it is known for micropayments. It would enable the transaction costs to be basically low-priced content items and small bundles can now be competitively delivered and with a profit. What are the benefits to it? One of the most obvious applications of blockchain in the media is its ability to support micropayments, as I said. And those particular micropayments can be processed without the need for an intermediary payment network or charging its fees. Also, blockchains enable copyright owners to track the usage of their material. it also ensures they receive their fair share of proceeds, calculated and collected accurately and cost efficiently. Now, efficiency is increased. Currently in the broadcasting industry, we have a lot of contractual agreements, right? And there is a complex distribution method of these particular things. All these things can be automated using smart contracts. All the conditions which are encoded into a smart contracts, they would automatically get triggered, and like all the action which is supposed to be taken or all the micro payments which are supposed to be done, they can be automatically done. Coming to the last point out here, non-fungible tokens. In today's world, I'm sure most of you would have heard about NFTs. See, NFTs are some kind of a unique tokens stored on smart contract blockchains. Ethereum blockchain is one of the most popular ones. And they are used to prove your digital ownership in the digital world. Like in the real world, we can prove our digital, like in the physical world, we can prove our ownership. Like if we have a piece of land, we have the registry of that particular piece of land. Similarly, when we are spending more and more time in the digital world, there has to be a way that how do we prove our digital ownership in the digital world. That can be done using NFTs because they prove your digital ownership on the blockchain, and it is always there forever. And basically, NFTs signify that who you are. Suppose in the physical world, like you are carrying a Versace handbag, or you are wearing a limited edition Rolex watch, it signifies who you are. Similarly, in the digital world, we have NFTs. Most PFPs, profile pictures, I mean, blockchain natives would be aware of CryptoPunks, CryptoKitties, and all those kind of things. But so these are NFTs, and they would have substantial impact on broadcasting and media industry. Generative art is one of the other NFTs. Then we have music NFTs. Suppose we have a song out here. That particular song can be minted as an NFT out there, and it can be stored on a blockchain, so that we really know that who is the owner of that particular song. It can be proved using blockchain. Now, the impact of NFTs in the digital and in the broadcasting and media will be most felt by the 3 I's which I have mentioned out here. One is the incentivization, interactivity, and identity. Incentivization, I would just like to finish it first. See, this is arguably the most important factor. For the consumer, by buying an NFT, you are transitioning from a passive consumer into an active investor in a cultural project. This means you can contribute and earn from its success, whereby receiving some kind of exclusive rewards and royalties from the creator. And for the producers, NFTs, they present a path to funding content and building an active and loyal, and a motivated fan base. See, the experience of pitching formats into broadcasters is very slow and frustrating. So NFTs offer us a way to either circumvent those particular broadcasters or engage them further down the line when you have already raised some money by first selling your NFTs of that particular cultural project. Then we have interactivity out here. See, NFTs bring a source of interactivity with the users and the content creators. Majority of Gen Z respondents, they choose gaming, music, and social media over TV as their preferred source of entertainment. So moving forward, the challenge for TV would be how it competes with the immersive and interactive community-driven qualities of digital entertainment. In respect of NFTs specifically, the creators, they are able to publish their utility plans, the project roadmaps. So the people who have bought their NFTs, they get involved with the project and they build certain kind of community amongst themselves. Finally, we have identity out here. See, as the physical and digital worlds, they blur, participants' identities become increasingly intertwined with the NFTs and the projects. So NFTs holders, they change their profile pictures to the tokens they own. They build and gather in communities like Twitter and Discord, all these kind of communities they gather out there. And they create a dedicated content, products and events to promote the project. So I believe is that the kind of impact social media and streaming platforms which had in the past Web 3.0 and all its associated technologies like metaverse, avatars, blockchain, and of course NFTs, they are going to have a similar profound effect on the broadcasting industry. But the point to note here is that we still do read newspapers, right? We still listen to the radio, we still watch TV. So it's unlikely that these new content sources will sweep away all the content sources which we have in the past. The most likely scenario is that they will integrate into our media landscape and consumption patterns, and it will coexist with the other sources of content. That's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anurag. Very good, excellent presentation. And as you told, broadcasting main issue is always content monetization. Most of the time, these broadcaster and content creator always keep calculating whether we should put this content on OTT without any advertisement, OTT with advertisement, price channel, non-price channels. If this blockchain technology can solve this problem of content monetization, I think this could be the wonderful technology for broadcasting sector. Now I can move to next panelist, Sri Alok Rai. He is CEO APARI Center for Entrepreneurship, created by Software Technology Parks of India in blockchain technology. He started his career as electrical and electronics and weapon officers in the Indian Navy and served in various capacities for around 15 years. Identification using noise signature. His research work in platform identification using noise signature has been adopted by the Navy and is a part of CAIO system onboarded Indian Navy warship. During his naval career, he has been part of major military campaigns such as Operation Vijay and Operation Parakram. He has been in the entrepreneurial ecosystem for over 10 years, helping young startup navigate through nuance of enterprise building. He has been heading APARI blockchain CEO for past 2 years and is a top 50 blockchain influencer in India. He is proud alumni of National Defense Academy, Naval College of Engineering Lonavala, IIT Delhi, and IIM Lucknow. Alok, it's over to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the lovely introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. Good thing about being the last speaker in a panel is that most of the things are already discussed. So I'll not take much of your time. I'll run through my presentation, try and give you a different perspective of similar things that have been discussed right now. So my presentation would be basically covering what do we understand about the media business basically, and how blockchain, what blockchain brings to the table, how it can improve the current business scenario, and then I'll summarize at the end of it. We'll discuss some use cases for media industry. So the business of broadcasting, media, entertainment is primarily related with content, the creator part of it. Then there is a distribution part of it. Then there is a consumption part of it. And then there is a payment that links everything else together. So this is how, depending on whichever is the media type, it really doesn't matter. These are the basic block concepts of a media business. Now, what blockchain brings to the table, as it has already been discussed, shared or distributed ledger. So the data is owned by all of everybody. Smart contracts that automates a lot of processes, wherein manual intervention was earlier required. Digital document issuance and verification systems, so a lot of things that are required for, let's say completing of a task, and all this, these can be auto-generated and auto-tallied. Digital identity management system, payment management, one of the most important parts of the entire business scenario. No intermediaries, it does away with most of the intermediaries because party can directly interact with each other based on mutual trust, and what blockchain brings in terms of privacy, trust, transparency, and traceability. Certain use cases was highlighted by Raj Kapoorji also, streamlining royalty payments, micro payments. We'll just see each one of them one by one. Immutable advertising engagement matrix, disintermediation, fraud and piracy prevention, digital rights and ownership management, and project financing, which you talked about NFTs and all. So you see, what happens is somebody spends a lot of time trying to create content. It goes through process of iteration, thinking, story, scripting. Finally, a product is ready. Now, it goes through the distribution channel. There's a dependency on the distribution channel. Then there is a dependency of the distribution channel on the end consumer to pay. And then the payment finally goes through, in the reverse direction and finally comes to the creator. Now, blockchain, with its inherent capability of trust, transparency, and traceability, with smart contracts, it can actually automate this entire chain and make it much efficient and faster. So from the time the content is created to consume, the payment can almost be instantaneous in terms of reaching the stakeholders. Micropayment was also discussed. What it essentially means that, see, all these payment systems or business models have evolved because that is what was possible or feasible. So earlier, let's take case of a music industry, you could buy a cassette or a DVD or CD because that was the only way from the content creator to the end consumer it could go. There was no internet, there was no other way to distribute it, so it had to be distributed by hand, through the standard logistic systems. And then we moved on to digital downloads, which Apple Music and all. And finally, we are at a place where streaming services are in, like Ghana or Spotify. And there also, because now internet is available to everyone and the bandwidth is good, so you can now go to a SaaS model rather than buying and selling of the or downloading of the content. Now, micro payments is a stage further that has been discussed, that I listen to, let's say, Punjabi music. Now, I just want to access that kind of a content, but I'm paying for a huge, library of content that I don't access at all. My fellow panelists from Tata, when I became a member of Tata Sky at that point of time, it was very difficult to make choices. We said, take everything. And even South Indian channels, once in a blue moon, if you feel like, change a taste, you probably go and see them. But the ability to pick and choose and pay only for the content that you want to watch reduces a lot of, losses in the system. And also, it gives the correct data matrix for the producers or content creators to make those kind of contents tailor-made for the kind of viewership that is there. So micropayment basically enables paying in cents and pennies for the content that you wish to access. And not only in the media industry, more so in, let's say, you're interested in a particular research work, education I'm talking of. You can access that particular research paper by making a small payment rather than paying a subscription fee for a blogging site or a technical paper, reserve site every month, which is $5, $10 or something like that. So you may not require that access round the year for all the subjects, but with micropayments, you can access and pay only for the content that you like. Usage-based payment is, again, the same thing. Whatever you use, you pay for it. Then, a very, very important part is advertising engagement matrix. Money in the media business comes through advertising or sponsorships. Now, these numbers, from the advertiser point of view, they probably always complain that they don't get the right numbers and they are made to pay more for it rather than what actually benefit that they're drawing. Now, with use of blockchain, it is possible for the right metrics to be shared with all the stakeholders, and therefore it reduces losses in the pipeline. And it basically gives better ROI for the advertisers. Now, we have talked about disintermediation. Basically, a a distributed ledger or a system which is decentralized allows people to talk directly with each other, and therefore you cut the middleman. A lot of people are involved in the media and broadcasting businesses who, are basically probably the big bosses in the system who are controlling the entire industry. Whereas the actual creator and the consumer both are at disadvantage. Now, blockchain can enable interaction between both the parties directly, and therefore, they don't require these middlemen. The process becomes, the content becomes cheaper for the user, and the royalty becomes greater for the content creator. Fraud and is piracy prevention. So a blockchain provides an immutable ledger of time-stamped events. When creators publish content on the blockchain, they can reach their audience without third parties. Also, content gets stored on a peer-to-peer network versus a single siloed blockchain database. As a result, fraudsters have one less attack vector, and distributors can publish content directly to their fans. Furthermore, blockchain-based content can create digital fingerprints or watermarks that detect content leakage and identify copies of digital content. Additionally, tokenizing content on the blockchain as NFTs provides an extra layer of security to prevent illegal content duplication. And lastly, it's the digital right ownership and management. Already we have spoken about it. So anybody who is the creator would like to keep the rights with him, and if he wishes to pass on to somebody else against a payment or against an agreement, he can do using blockchain, and that the digital right can be managed more effectively using blockchain compared to the current systems which are there. A blockchain-based digital right management system is supposed the right content serves the right user in a right way, can provide trusted and high-level credible content protection and conditional traceability of violation content services. Now, you can also do project financing. Already it has been discussed, movies are being financed, TV shows are being financed. Raj talked about a Gujarati film getting $50,000 in hardly any time. So you can do crowdfunding better with blockchain. NFTs are the tools for doing it. And payments can be in cryptocurrencies, CBDCs, even fiat currencies. Smart contracts regulate the entire relationship. And profit distribution through royalty payment management can be efficiently managed. So earlier the dependency on a producer or a financer, that can reduce, and more people can participate in project financing and also benefit from the profits that come from that project. In the end, I'll leave you with two thoughts. Blockchain basically brings transparency and efficiency in the media entertainment business. For the broadcasting media entertainment industry, blockchain technology is facilitating the creation of new business models that enable the sector to keep pace with changing consumption habits. It's replacing inefficient centralized systems, reducing the need for intermediaries, and driving efficiencies. Plus, with transparent, immutable records of data shared between all parties, blockchain is creating a fairer, more equitable arena, bringing clarity to previously ambiguous practices. Thank you very much. With this, I end my presentation.
Thank you, Alok, for giving insight that how this blockchain technology can cut the middleman, right, for micropayment and royalty payment. Before I open this platform for questions, this floor for questions, I will like to tell about little bit about the STPI, because I take this opportunity to tell what we are exactly doing in STPI on the blockchain technology. Actually, Software Technology Parks of India, whom I am the head, so I am Director General of it. Generally, we were in promotion of IT, ITS services, but recently we are now working on promotion of startup ecosystem in this country. And we have 25 Center for Entrepreneurship across the country, and which are domain specific. One of the Center for Entrepreneurship is at Gurgaon. It's called Aperi, which is fully dedicated to blockchain. So anybody who wants to, any individual, any budding entrepreneur, any college student, or anybody, if they want to do something in blockchain technology, they can open the startups. We have a space there to work there. We also have the provision of providing seed fund of 25 lakh rupees to individual even at the idea stage. So we have similar 25 center for entrepreneurship across the country. We have one at Chennai, which is fintech, which is also most of the startups are basically on blockchain because finance is directly related to blockchain. So it's called FinBlue, where we have good sandbox of multiple banks of this country and some outside bank also. Similarly, we have on artificial intelligence at Mohali, we have for automobiles, we have at Pune. So this way, now STPI is working a lot on startup, or we can also collaborate with anybody who has some idea, or even if you can give some problem statement of broadcasting, this is the problem statement, we can support some of the startup who can solve the problem, that problem statement. And then you can adopt in your network or wherever you want. So not only in the blockchain, but in finance, in artificial intelligence, in automobiles, wherever it is. So this is what we are doing at STPI. So this is just for your information, not directly related to this very session. But since it is blockchain, so I said, I take this opportunity to tell you. Anyway, thank you. And what has been emerged from this whole four is good speakers presentation. All have given very good, excellent presentations. I think we can have big. And ultimately, after these four presentations, what my understanding is that blockchain ensures security of the content and monetization of the content in a better manner. These two are basically good for the broadcasting sector. Broadcasting sectors moves around this only. Their content can be secure and it can be monetized. And blockchain seems to be very natural choice for this very sector, and all the four presentations were generally in and around of that. Now I can open this gathering or this floor for questions. Please ask the questions. Whoever has the mic, can you pass on the mics? Questions are allowed, or I don't know. What is the format?
They were being allowed in the previous session.
So kindly pass on the mics, whoever wants to ask the question. Please name the speaker also, otherwise I will be answering all the questions, which may not be good for you. So please ask whom you want to ask this question. Thank you.
Good afternoon to the learned panelist. My name is Arijit. I have a question here. So any one of the panelists can answer this. So my question is, is the industry looking into the, without undermining the potential of blockchain, is the industry looking into the carbon footprint of this particular technology, considering that we have to have, distributed ledgers and probably spread across different data centers just to maintain redundancy and security. So, I mean, is it going to be a resource guzzling technology in terms of bandwidth, storage, and energy? So is the industry looking into that aspect as well?
Thank you. Very, 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 very relevant question. I think who must, Raj, you want to attempt? Yeah, please.
That's very good question, yes. First of all, I think because of the new technology, a lot of people think blockchain is energy intensive, and it was very energy intensive. I agree with that. But that was Bitcoin. It is not blockchain. Let's not confuse the two. Second, everything is energy intensive. Look at that light in front of me. I can't see myself. I can't see it. It's really burning my face. Well, that can't be helped. Coming back to your question, basically, a lot of blockchains today are becoming green blockchains, even if you know that recently Ethereum had a merge, and after the merge, it has brought down the energy consumption by 99.95% from where it was first. Now, that's a great move. Being a nascent technology, there are challenges, and I'm not saying blockchain is the one solution and the silver bullet, so to speak. It's not the silver bullet. It's not going to solve all problems. But it's got to solve problems of security, data. That's very essential now. Coming back to data security, data storage. Well, without blockchain also we have data storage, right? We're using cloud, you're using real life service. That's not going to go away anyway. We got to save it somewhere. But with the compression technology, with the technology that compresses the data into nanobytes now, that's going to be the big game changer. Over the next 3 years to 5 years, we'll see massive strides in this space, especially green blockchains. Green blockchains are going to be the future, whether it is broadcasting, whether it is supply chain, whether it is e-governance, anywhere, any sector. At the end of the day, we need green blockchains, and that's where the attempts are now. The green blockchain is going to be the blockchains of the future. They are the ones who are going to survive. We've got more than 800 blockchains, guys. All are not going to be there. The ones which are going to be friendly for the environment, aligning with sustainable development goals, aligning with the ESG, that's going to be the survival. And yes, blockchain was energy intensive. It's no longer that energy intensive as you think it is. So we are moving in the right direction. Beginning, baby steps now, but the long strides are going to happen over the next few years. So stay tuned, guys, and whoever asked me the question, good question, because our world needs sustainability, and sustainability is going to be the key for survival for any technology. Blockchain is no exception.
Can I add a point?
Yeah, please.
See, when you refer to energy intensity, it has more to do with Bitcoin, which used to use a consensus mechanism called proof of work. Now, as Raj just mentioned, more and more blockchains are shifting to what is known as proof of stake. Ethereum, which is one of the most popular blockchains and which is used to develop decentralized apps, which are called dApps, it has started using proof of stake. So when you actually develop the applications, it would be hardly the point that you would be using a Bitcoin blockchain. So, and the other point is that even if you use a Bitcoin blockchain, I have seen in countries in South America and Latin America, like Venezuela, like where the gas emitted by volcanoes, which used to go waste, that particular gas is being used to power the network. So in that particular way, it's not that it is using just energy and electricity and all those kind of things, but there are a lot of things happening out there where this particular energy consumption is definitely going to go down.
Good afternoon. There's one question from my side, this side. Yeah, so my name is Raman Kumar and I'm from Prasar Bharati. My question is related to the blockchain, how we validate the transactions. You said rightly that Ethereum now moved to the proof of stake, the method, because the validation is now, the transactions is valid through the staking, with the majority of the stake votes actually. Now here the question comes whether for the broadcasting particular industry, we should move for the private blockchain or the public blockchain, where we have all the data in the public, all the transactions in the public. So, and again, for the proof of staking, is there not the possibility for the, the majority of the people with the same, group can make a group and then do the staking, so there the data can be compromised. So this is my question. Thank you.
So, supplement to
how do we, address this?
So anybody can attempt it, but supplement, no, I'm not answering it. I'm further asking the question, I'm supplementing that question. As somebody mentioned, that nobody owns it, but there is a concept of private blockchain platform and then public platform. When you say private blockchain platform, that means somebody owns it, right? So how these two private and public blockchain platform will be interoperable? Is there any standard to it? Or even private blockchain platform does not owned by anybody? What is the status?
Sorry, I would take a shot at it and maybe then someone else could basically chip in. We have public blockchains like Bitcoin. We have private blockchains like Hyperledger, R3 Corda, Ripple. All these are private blockchains. But whenever any enterprise-wide use of blockchain is required, either in government sector or in private companies, we definitely use private blockchains. And it's not that private blockchain is private blockchain is not owned by anyone. The nodes what we have out there, those particular specific nodes have been given some authorizations to perform certain tasks. So when those particular nodes perform certain tasks, and between two nodes, we can open some private channels so that the communication which happens is only visible to those particular channels. Is basically visible through that particular channels to only those two particular nodes. So, I mean, in short, I would like to say that whenever you are going, see, like when I go to meet the customers out there, most of my customers tell me, यार public blockchain तो में तो सब कुछ इतना ट्रांसपेरेंट है यार, तुम लोग हमको यहाँ जान लोगे क्या हमारी? If I make a transaction with anyone and you are telling me that it would be visible to each and everyone in the world, how is that possible? So the practical way to go about it is using a private blockchain.
This question is little about interoperability. Like in the beginning, wallet came. So Paytm wallet customer can pay to only the Paytm wallet customer, right? So wallet A customer can pay to the wallet A customer only. Wallet 2 customer can pay to the wallet. So those Paytm wallet was not interoperable with any other wallet. That is perhaps the reason that all wallet has vanished in a year or so. But UPI is like interoperable system. So any bank you can pay, you could be the subscriber of any bank, customer of any bank, and then you can pay to any bank, right? So this was an interoperable system. So what we are looking for the blockchain, how it will become the interoperable?
Well, I'll answer that part. It's very simple. Most blockchains today are interoperable. There are bridges. Now, there's a company called, say, Sperium Finance. It creates bridges between, it's basically the link between two blockchains. Yes. It's just like in the past, we used to have a Vodafone and an Airtel and a Reliance, all different telecom networks. And whenever there was an interconnectivity charges, there were charges in the past. We paid 24 rupees in those days. But now they built the bridges and integrated the systems. With that integration, blockchain also has the same thing. Now, in a couple of years back, they were not very interoperable. Now, it's actually become history. A little more work to be done, work in progress, I would say. But by and large, we've actually addressed that problem with the bridges, and very soon even the bridges will converge into actually integrated systems within blockchains. Bridges are also going to be a thing of the past in the near future.
Any other questions?
Okay, I would just like to reiterate the question that was not answered, and asked by him. What if a group of people in a proof of stake mechanism sit together and decide to do something? I'll give an example. Let's say there is a very large player like, not these, like YRF, etc., etc. They are very large players compared to the small players. If they say, yes, this is so, how will the smaller players do this? Right? In a proof of work, you have something happening which will not allow this to happen. But in proof of stake, this is very easy to do. You would understand, I would understand it.
Yeah, yeah. So your question is that majority versus minority. If majority is going to be wrong, some big operator is going to wrong, how this blockchain will solve that problem? Because you are saying it is trustworthy or it is right, it is secure, if majority is saying something, right? So if you say majority is wrong, it is owned by some big company, then how this problem will be solved?
First of all, if you understand the very basics of blockchain, the very basics of blockchain are based on mathematics. Let's assume, are we right on that? No, why? The basis of blockchain is mathematics. It's not on anything. It's just mathematics, right? Everything is based on logic. 10 minus 2 is always going to be 8, and it's not going to be 7. So when we even talk about proof of stake is only the qualification. I mean, you may not be satisfied with the answer, but that's exactly how it is, and that's how the world is running, right? So proof of stake is an option. We can use proof of elapsed time. We can use proof of work. We can use proof of voluntary. There are so many consensus mechanisms. Every blockchain comes with its own consensus mechanism. The popular one is proof of stake, because then you're invested in that. That's the only thing. Yes, we can have, there is no monopoly in that. It's a proof of stake. It's just the number of the communities which have the stake. I know you're not satisfied with the answer,
yeah.
But can you just speak a little louder? I can't hear you.
There has been innumerable examples of how proof of stake has been breached. It's very easy to edit it, right?
All right. Can you tell me how proof of stake has been breached?
Yeah. See, what you're saying is it's a ledger, right? Ledgers, what is available. See, at the end of the day, you do mathematical calculations and you add a block to it, etc., etc. You do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But everything is editable.
So you're saying blockchain can be breached?
Yeah, obviously it can be.
Really? That's news to me anyways.
The point is, wait, sir. The point is, if there are 5 people in a block, in a chain rather, if 3 change it exactly similar to each other, which they can do because it is their data store, they can do what the hell they want to do, then how the hell does one person who has not changed it even say anything? He can't do anything.
Right. So your answer to your question is, as you should have as many nodes as possible, right?
There should be maximum nodes.
If you are talking about 2-3 nodes, then you may be correct. But when we talk in terms of the blockchain,
Yeah, but
we are talking in
blockchains-
terms of thousands of the nodes.
Yeah, blockchains doesn't work on limited
the
nodes.
problem of first question which has been asked, then problem of energy may come. So as long as you are increasing one problem is solved. That yes, if you have, let us say, 10,000 of the node, so 9,999 cannot corrupt it, right? But at the same time, you are storing your data at 10,000 places. So the problem of energy efficiency will come. So, but these two, there has to be some compromise between these two, right? Either you want to have more trusted network, or you want to have more energy efficient network.
I would just like to add to this saying. See, if suppose if you don't trust, if they are only maintaining few nodes, somebody on what basis they will trust and go to that blockchain network? First of all, credibility of that network itself will be very low. Nobody is going to use it. It will automatically get flushed out. Okay, that way. And second thing is, since you know that, no, if suppose it will not be like 2 or 3, it will be many of them. And then each of, so the credibility of the particular service provider or a blockchain network will go down for that particular whoever is hosting. The second thing is, for you to have the credibility, right, you can have side chains. Say suppose for your enterprise, you can have side chains, and then you can have a, kind of, trading mechanism between actual, currency to your own pegged currency. That way also you can do that. So there are multiple ways. The first and forward is, I think, credibility of that particular network. If they are only maintaining 3 nodes, who will believe and go and invest in that particular thing or use it? That's more likely.
Thank you. I think it has been a very interesting session. People are sitting at 4 o'clock. That is 2 on Saturday and after lunch. And if anybody wants to have a question, I can have 1 or 2 questions more. I mean, if time permits.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Organizer.
One question to Mr. Rajkumar. Thank you very much, sir, Chairman. My name is Harish Kumar from CSTV. My question to climate change issues. Climate change, environment, energy issues. How the blockchain can help in the mitigation of emission at the SME sector or agriculture sector. This is an emerging area in India. So what should the possibility and what is the scope in the future for the economic development?
Thanks, good question. I'll answer this from a real life project. I'll answer it one part here, the rest I'll offer online. There'll be too long a session. Okay, I guess everybody's for it. Have a look at a product as a project called sea.earth, SEA.earth. It directly addresses the problem of the environment. One of the things which we all probably don't know or are not aware of is our seas and oceans are going to die in 12 years' time. And that's a very big environmental hazard. If oceans die, the entire ecosystem dies. Sea.earth. Have a look at that. Now, there, what are we doing is, you got a mobile phone with you, right? Just download the app just like anything else, keep it on, and that's it. It captures all data from the environment, locks it on the blockchain. We use artificial intelligence to make business models which researchers can study and then come out with the results, which actually help mitigating climate change. Now, that's a great use case of blockchain. We are really using blockchain for the good. When we talk about ESG, SDGs, we talk about them, we throw the words. We don't really mean them. Here's something which is happening. There are many more. I'm just giving you one example. Now, how simple is it to be a citizen scientist? Just by putting the app on, you become a citizen scientist, and blockchain becomes where we can lock accurate data so that data projections for the future are not manipulated or changed or corrupted. Had this been there, technology been there in 1985, we would probably not have so much climatic changes as we have right now, but that's okay. It was not there. Now it's there. This is one such case. There are many more. I'll speak to you more on that later. Time is up, I guess.
Any other questions? None. Oh, thank you very much. I think we were able to finish it exactly on time.
That's precision.
And I would like to thank all my panelists. They have a good, excellent presentation, excellent session. It shows from the attendance itself. I am not required to say anything more than that. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So with this, we come to the end of this highly engrossing session and also the BES Expo 2023. I would like to invite Shri Arun Kumar here in the front for the mementos and felicitations. Kindly come in front, sir. Yes. And we'll start with Sri Raj Kapoor. Shri Anurag Agarwal. Shri Chandrasekhar V. And Shri Alok Rai. May I please call upon Mr. Prakash V, Deputy Director General Prasar Bharati, to kindly give the memento to Shri Arvind Kumar. Thank you so much, everyone. With this, we come to an end of the session and BS Expo 2023. The next year, same place we'll meet on the dates 22nd, 23rd, and 24th of February 2024. May I please call upon Honorary Treasurer Shri Raj Purohit Ji for the vote of thanks.
I, on behalf of Broadcast Engineering Society India, like to thank Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, Ministry of Electronics and Technology, Ministry of Communication, Prasar Bharati, ABU, and others for their support in organizing this event. I would like to thank to all exhibitors, sponsors, delegates, and vendors, visitors whose participation make alive of this prestigious international event. I would like to thank office bearers, chairmen, all coordination committees, council members, members of Broadcast Engineering Society India, coordinators, and logistic vendors for their hard work and their valuable contribution, without which this conference and exhibition could not have been successful. I also thank for officials of ITPO, especially Shri Surendra Kumar and Shri Saurav Yadav, to put in a lot of hard work to ensure that this event becomes memorable. I would like to thank the members and representatives of electronic and print media, Doordarshan and All India Radio, for providing their continuous support to BS, making this expo attractive, interactive, demonstrative, and communicative. A special thanks to Office of Staff, BS Secretariat, who worked round the clock this expo to make a success. I would like to mention that BSI invites you all you again, BS Expo 2024 on 22nd to 24th February 2024. I thank all of you for your attention. Thank you. Dhanyavad. Shukriya. Ji Ayanu. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
BES एक्सपो 2023 के 27th एडिशन में आज हमारे बीच एक्सपो में सी सेंथिल राजन जॉइंट सेक्रेटरी मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन ब्रॉडकास्टिंग है। सर, आपने एक्सपो देखा है और अपने कॉन्फ्रेंस को भी अटेंड किया है, आपका क्या एक्सपीरियंस रहा है सर? कैन यू थ्रो सम लाइट?
I think participating, this is my first BES Expo that I am participating in, and it is wonderful platform for industry and the broadcast industry stakeholders, various stakeholders to come together. And I understand more than 40 companies are also participating, which gives a glimpse of the latest technologies that are available in the broadcast sector. And further, I think we just participated in a session on community radio, which is the last mile communication for any in the communication sector, which is a very important part. So I think the panel discussions are covering a variety of topics, which include from high-end broadcasting to the last mile connectivity for a community radio. I think that way BES is an excellent platform for any broadcaster to come and see and also experience the latest technologies that is happening.
सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ टेलीकम्युनिकेशन श्री राजा रमन सर ने BES एक्सपो 2023 का, जिसकी थीम है नेक्स्ट जेन ब्रॉडकास्टिंग, क्रिएट कनेक्ट एंड कैपिटलाइज का, आज आपने देखा है और वहाँ पे डिफरेंट एग्जिबिटर से बात किया है। सर व्हाट हैज़ बीन योर एक्सपीरियंस एंड व्हाट इज़ योर ऑब्जर्वेशन सर ड्यूरिंग द एक्सपो सर?
So I'm very delighted to be part of this BES show. I mean, I think they have a number of new technologies on display here, and there is tremendous potential for India to actually to bring in new technologies and new standards into broadcasting to enable us to cover more people effectively and improve the quality of coverage also. So Department of Telecommunication is very happy to collaborate with the Ministry of Information Broadcasting and support them in this grand exercise. In fact, during the discussions, I've also offered them that BharatNet, which is one of the largest fiber networks in India, covering about 220,000 villages, should also be used by the Ministry of Information Broadcasting to push in their broadcast signals so that it reaches every home in India in through all possible means. So there was also this discussion on manufacturing and the new technologies. So Department of Telecommunication would be very happy to work with MIB in actually enabling building new technology radios, inducting new technology chipsets such as direct-to-mobile broadcasting and so on and so forth. So DOT, through its Telecom Development Fund, will be able to support some of the startups who are working on these kind of broadcasting technologies also. Thank you.
Sir, how do you rate this expo and the exhibition, the conference with the government's policies of the Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat?
So today I was able to see a number of products, solutions, both software solutions and equipment which are being made in India. And I think one of them which I would like to specially mention is the direct-to-mobile broadcast chipsets, which are being manufactured by one of our good startups called Sankhya. So this is a pilot is being carried out by MIB, and DOT is providing support, and we are very happy to be part of this new technology that is being inducted into India. We also saw a lot of software solutions by like studio software and other solutions for the broadcasting industry. I mean, I think it's really exciting time for us for building India-made solutions, not only for India but also for the world. Man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
श्री मयंक अग्रवाल जी जो डीजी दूरदर्शन है, इसके अलावा वो प्रिंसिपल डीजी डीडी न्यूज़ भी हैं। आइए उनसे साझा करते हैं कि उनका BES का सफ़र कैसा रहा है।
ये बहुत ही अच्छा प्लेटफॉर्म है और अपने आप में एक अनूठा प्लेटफॉर्म है, जिसमें कि ब्रॉडकास्ट इंडस्ट्री के जो डिफरेंट फील्ड के लोग हैं, इंक्लूडिंग टेक्नोलॉजी है, कंटेंट है, वो सब लोग एक जगह पर आते हैं। तो पहले तो मैं कहूँगा ये 2 साल बाद हो रहा है ये BES जो है, और सब लोगों में इतना एंथुसियाज़म है यहाँ पर, और जो नए लेटेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजी वाले इक्विपमेंट हैं वो यहाँ पर एग्जीबिशन में देखिए, एक्सपर्ट से इंटरेक्ट कीजिए। और यहाँ पर जो है बहुत सारे सेशंस हुए हैं जो कि टेक्नोलॉजी पर, कंटेंट पे, OTT, जो भी नई आपके वीडियो डिसमिनेशन और इवन रेडियो के बारे में भी जो है बहुत सारे सेशंस यहाँ पर हुए हैं। तो इट इज़ समथिंग लाइक आई वुड से इट इज़ अ कुंभ ऑफ ब्रॉडकास्ट इंडस्ट्री।